Om Asmatgurubhyo Namaha. Krishno Rakshatu no Jagatraya Guruhu. Krishnam Namasyamyaham. Krishne Namarasyatravo Vinihataha. Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishna Deva Samudhitam Jagadidam. Krishnasya Dasosmyaham. Krishne Tisthati Sarvametadakhilam. He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Srimanarayana. Today is 5th September. We have completed chapter 1 and we are going to start chapter 2. So let me share the screen. We'll start with chapter 2. Okay. You can see the screen, right?
Yes, Sandy, we can see it.
Okay. Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha.
Shri
Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha.
Atha Dvitiyodhyayah.
Atha Dvitiyodhyayah.
Sankhya Yogaha.
Sankhya Yogaha.
Sanjaya Uvacha.
Sanjaya Uvacha.
Tam tatha krupaya vishtam.
Tam tatha kripaya vishtam.
Asrupurna kulekshanam.
Ashrupurna kulekshanam.
Vishidantamidam vakyam.
Vishidantamidam vakyam.
Uvacha madhusudanaha.
Uvacha Madhusudanaha.
Let's chant together. Tam
Tam
tatha
tatha kripaya vishtam. Ashrupurna kulekshanam. Vishidantamidam vakyam. Uvacha Madhusudanaha.
So at the end of chapter 1, so what happened at the end of the chapter 1? Anyone?
Arjuna just sat down in the chariot and put his dhanas aside, Gandeva.
Yes.
And
Yeah. So he didn't want to fight. So
He
he
didn't
put
want to fight.
his bow and arrows aside and he sat down. Okay. So then, so Sanjaya is now narrating to Dhritarashtra. That is the start of second chapter. So what is Sanjaya saying? Tatha, then, or thus, whatever has happened, he narrated, right? It's all, everything that is happening in chapter 1 is also narrated by Sanjaya. So after Arjuna said, and then he sat down, then, now that is the scenario here, situation here. So Sanjaya is saying, thus, Arjuna sat down and Krupaya Vishtam. Okay. So Arjuna is possessed or overpowered by Krupa. Krupaya, with Krupa, or by Krupa, that is compassion. So last week we saw that that is a misplaced compassion. Right? That is the root cause of the sorrow that Arjuna has. So by the misplaced compassion, but here we are understanding that it is misplaced. because he's not supposed to have that kind of an emotion at that time, just before starting the war, when he's supposed to do the duty of punishing the people. It was his duty. So he shouldn't be showing compassion on those people who are, criminals, who committed some, atrocities, right? So, but he was overpowered or possessed with that compassion. Krupaya avishtam asrupurna kulekshanam asrupurna akula ikshanam. So his eyes are filled with tears. Okay, and he's looking troubled. He's very much troubled. Okay, he's confused. And then Vishidantam. Okay, he's feeling, despondent. He's feeling hopelessness, dejected, discouraged, and gloom, having sorrow, depression. You can, all these are the feelings that he was, having, right? So he's having that vishada. Okay, so one who is having that sorrow, vishidantam, tam, the first word tam, right? Tam, to that one, uvacha Madhusudanaha idam vakyam. Madhusudanaha idam vakyam uvacha. So to Arjuna, who was having all this, who's possessed with compassion, whose eyes are filled with tears, and who is dejected, who is having that sorrow, and to that Arjuna, Madhusudanaha, Lord Krishna, idam vakyam uvacha, started saying these words. Okay, so just Madhusudanaha is the subject. So he is speaking. Madhusudanaha uvacha is Madhusudana is speaking. Madhusudanam will be then it becomes somebody is talking to Madhusudana. You will say Madhusudanam. So that means he is the object in the sentence. So if I am talking to Madhusudana, I'll be saying Madhusudanam in that sentence. So I'm to Madhusudana I'm speaking. Madhusudana without aha or just Madhusudana is I'm addressing Madhusudana. Okay, so if we know this difference between the three, then a lot of things will become clear. Otherwise, I mean, in the beginning, I used to have difficulty in terms of, is it Madhusudanaha or Madhusudana or Madhusudanam? So, or same thing like Arjunam, not Govindam or Govindaha or Govinda. So if you know that difference, then it will become clear to us. It's very clear. I mean, there's not much in this sloka. It's just explaining that Arjuna now is totally dejected, and so he sat down. So to that Arjuna, Krishna started speaking. Okay. Any questions on that? No. Okay. Not, we'll move on to the next sloka. Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Kutastva kasmalamidam
Kutastva
Tastva
kashmalamidam
Kasmalamidam
Vishame samupasthitam
Vishame Samupasthitam
Anaryajustam asvargyam
अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम्
akirtikaram
Akirtikaram
अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन
Let's chant together. Kutastva
Kutastvakasmalamidam
कुतस्त्वाकस्मलमिदम् विषमे
vishame
samupasthitam
समुपस्थितम्
anaryajushtamasvargyam
अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम्
akirtikaramarduna.
अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन.
So Lord Krishna is now speaking to Arjuna. So as you can see, the last line, it ends with Arjuna, right? So he's addressing Arjuna here. So, hey Arjuna, kutastva kasmalamidam. In that, idam kasmalam, like this, idam means this. So this deep, deep distress, this weakness. The anarya justam. What kind of weakness that is? In third line. So anarya justam is which is not pleasing to Aryas. Okay. So na Arya justam. Anarya justam is na Arya justam. So here something very important. Again, Sri Swamiji always brings this up because we have been taught in our history books that there are people, Aryas and Dravidas. Aryas are the one who came into the part of India from somewhere in Europe, right? So, and then they came all the way into India, and then they are called Aryas. And whoever are indigenous in India, they are Dravidas. So Aryas brought knowledge from outside and then taught all these Dravidas. That is all incorrect, knowledge that people who wanted to show that the knowledge that is there in India, that part of India. Now is like India, but in those days, at least 5-6 countries that we know of today are part of India, right? So knowledge that is there, they wanted to show that knowledge is not, useless, or it's not even there. It is the Europeans or somewhere from the West Asian countries. They came and gave this knowledge. So to show all these people as crude knowledge, not having knowledge, or so that kind of a thing they wanted to show, I guess, maybe. So they said, okay, Aryas came from outside and the Dravidas are there as indigenous people. So that is incorrect. So Arya Justam means Aryas are, who is Arya then? Aryas are the one who are noble, okay, who are knowledgeable in the scriptures, who have understood the scriptures, understood the history, understood the culture from the past, okay, and who are able to foresee what is going to happen. They are able to apply that knowledge, and they are able to foresee very clearly what is going to happen. They are the experienced people, right? That's the difference between an experienced person and an experienced person. An experienced person might have some knowledge, but they may not be able to forecast. But experienced person is the one who is able to forecast what is going to happen. So these Aryas are the ones who have, have the knowledge, and they are able to forecast what will happen if that knowledge is not used, or if we don't follow the scriptures. Then they understand everything, right? So these Aryas who are well versed in scriptures, they will not be pleased by that behavior of Arjuna. So he's calling that behavior of Arjuna as Kasmalam, right? Arjuna is totally depressed, right? Is in Vishada state. So that, and also the knowledge that he's saying, he's saying that he will be committing a lot of sin, and he should not fight and all that, right? So that will not be pleasing to Aryas. Okay, the noble, knowledgeable, experienced elders will not like it, will not be pleased with whatever Arjuna is saying. That means whatever Arjuna is saying and doing is inappropriate as per the scriptures, right? So that is Anarya Justam. And then Aswargyam. Aswargyam is something that behavior what he has, that Kasmalam is a Aswargyam. That means which is does not lead to higher worlds. Okay, Arjuna was thinking that, okay, if I fight, then I will go to Naraka, the lower worlds. Okay, if I don't fight, then I will go to higher worlds, right? But Lord Krishna, right out of the gate, he's saying that it is Aswargyam. Whatever you are doing will not lead you to higher worlds. Then Akirtikaram. Akirtikaram is it does not bring you fame. Arjuna was expecting that if he fights, he will be blamed. He will be, people will blame him for rest of the life, and also for future generations will always blame. It's all happened because of Arjuna. He'll be defamed. But Lord Krishna is saying that your behavior right now, the distress that you're feeling is the one that will bring you defame. Okay, instead of making you famous, or instead of bringing praise for you, you will be criticized for your actions. Okay, so Kutaha, so he's saying Vishame Samapastitam. So he's saying that in this critical juncture, in this Vishame is in this, just before the war is starting, this is a trying situation, right? In this trying situation, from where this behavior, this this is coming to you, this Kasmalam is coming to you. Okay, so he's possessed with this, right? There is now having that Kasmalam. So he's saying, where is it coming from? So that means basically he's saying that you are not the one who behaves like, Arjuna wouldn't have also thought that he would behave like that, right? When war is starting, he fought so many wars earlier, but he never felt like that. So this time it is he's having that distress, Vishada. So he's saying, where is this coming from? This is which is going to be not pleasing for noble people. It is going to lead. It is not going to lead you to higher worlds, and it is going to defame you. So where is it coming from? Okay. Clear?
Yes, and yeah.
Yes, and this is very helpful to understand the
Yeah.
meaning of the word Arya. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yes. Again, So Swamiji's blessings. It was, I mean, Arya's. So even in our Ramayana, Sita addresses Lord Sri Rama as Arya. I mean, in our scriptures, we have this word Arya even before this people migrated from Europe into India, right? And it is very, very clearly explained. It is the meaning is given in the scriptures. But somehow it is not propagated properly to people in so that people are taught, oh, you don't have this knowledge. This knowledge is whatever knowledge you think is not good. It's lower knowledge. You guys are lower people. So then it becomes easy for whoever is coming from outside to rule over them, right? So before independence, this was started, but unfortunately, even after independence of India, the same history books still state Aryas are people who migrated from Europe, brought all the knowledge into India and all that, which is that's what is the problem with the history books, because that's what even I learned. This is like many years after independence.
Sir, I don't think I ever heard that Aryas brought knowledge. Right. So they were separately, I don't know why they're called Aryans also, but I don't know what's the commonality between the word, but I don't think like at least where I studied that I ever heard that they brought knowledge. So
Yeah. See, when you're calling the people as Aryas, and Aryas are noble people, knowledgeable people, it's the knowledge came from them, right? See, Aryas are the ones who are knowledgeable. That is the definition. And then Aryas came from outside. So where did the knowledge come from? So even if it is not clear in the books, like, oh, they brought Vedas from outside, it need not be written like that. But it immediately, it will occur to us, oh, these people, great people came from outside and brought everything into this part of the country where, and the people who are here are, not having the knowledge. So the knowledge was spread by those people and all. That is reading between the lines. Nobody might say that.
That's what
so
Wikipedia
one
says as well. Yeah, that's what Wikipedia is saying. Culture, everything what developed from Aryans. I'm just reading Wikipedia just now as you're speaking, right? Yeah.
I just remember, yeah, that it used to be called like something to do with Indo-Europeans. So I thought maybe like they were also called, but not, I don't know. I never thought that there's a argument about the Vedas coming from outside India.
Yeah, it is not. I mean, they. We'll be very surprised how people are taught in certain parts of India, saying that. Again, we don't want to go into all this, but they say, this entire culture that you have, entire Vedic culture you have, it is low. So you have to leave that culture and come to join this my religion. I don't want to go into those things, but there is a lot of people are told that what you even the Vedic knowledge that you have is coming from outside, and so you join my religion and you will be saved.
Right.
And
So, sir,
we don't want to go into those.
yeah, I think
controversial things, but
in chapter 1, I think when you were talking about some of that, right? I did have this feeling that I'm not sure if it was about Vedas or just because, some section of social groupings were so ignored, right? Eventually, over a period of time, that they were very ripe for being misled, right?
Yeah.
And also, I don't think that they were being given this very high level superior concepts. They were being given simple things like schooling, right? Like, okay, we'll educate your kids, we'll give you some, like just that level of the basic needs were being fulfilled, and then they got converted, right? The whole conversion that has happened in India in some regions more than others. So I never, okay,
It
maybe
is not.
I never realized there's a
It
connection
is.
between the Vedas and that.
Yeah. I mean, there is some helping. Like helping is fine. Supporting downtrodden is fine, but the purpose of supporting downtrodden is to do the conversion. It
I
is
have no
not to
doubt about
support
that.
them.
I
Yeah.
absolutely,
So
I'm with you.
and
Yeah,
how
yeah.
do you convert a person? Is saying that the path you are on is not going to give you what you need. Come this side. Again, I will we can discuss offline on that, but there is this Arya is one small point there, which says that people from outside came, and then they are the ones who have the knowledge. It could be even Vedic knowledge. I don't want to go into all that, but so the concept that it came from outside was the seeds were sown, and that's why people try to run away from this particular great knowledge that we have. Thinking that, oh, this is somehow inferior compared to the Western other cultures, other knowledge. But of course, thing is, those who came from outside realized how great the knowledge is. They acquired the knowledge, but in order to rule the part of the country, part of that world, they had to show that this is inferior knowledge. So they were successful in it. Okay. We move to Sloka 3, third Sloka. Klaibyam masma gama partha
Klaibyam masmagamah partha
naitatvayupapadyate
naitatvayyupapadyate
kshudram hrudaya daurbalyam
Shudram hridaya daurbalyam
tyaktotishtha parantapa.
tyaktvotishtha parantapa
Let's chant together. Klaibyam
Klaibyam
masma
masmagamah partha
Naitatvayupapadyate
naitatvayupapadyate Shudram
Shudram
hridaya
hridaya
daurbalyam
daurbalyam Tyakta
tyaktvotishtha
uttishta
parantapa.
parantapa.
So, as you can see here, Lord Krishna is addressing Arjuna as Parantapa. And Partha. Klaibyam Masmagama Partha. So he's addressing Partha. So we have Partha and Parantapa in this. Okay. So, hey Partha, Klaibyam Masmagamaha. Sklybium is that cowardice, weakness, impotence. So the whatever he's showing, that Arjuna is showing at that moment, is Klybium, right? So Klaibyam masmagamaha. Do not yield to this. Do not get succumbed to this. I mean, do not be overtaken by this cowardice. Etat tvayi na upapadyate. This is not warranted. Tvayi means in you. I mean, so this is not warranted in you. I mean, you are not this kind of a person, right? It's a kind of saying, I did not expect this from you. Typically we say, right? So this is not in you. This is not warranted in you. Okay. And Hey Parantapa is saying, Parantapa is he's using that word very carefully. Like Arjuna's name, one of Arjuna's names is Parantapa, is one who is the subduer of his enemies. So one who scorches his enemies, like who will defeat his enemies. Defeating is very yeah, you probably may be able to defeat by after getting hurt and completely almost at the last moment, let's say you're successful, right? Then that is not so. He's very Arjuna is a great warrior, so he would scorch. He would completely subdue the force. With great power. So that is Parantapa. So people have given him the name Parantapa by observing his, valiance, his, fighting skills, right? So, Hey Parantapa, O Arjuna, Kshudram Hrudaya Daurbalyam Tyaktva Uttishta. So he's saying, Tyaktva, after leaving, after giving up, what he should give up? Shudram Hrudaya Daurbalyam. Hrudaya Daurbalyam is heart, weakness in heart, weakness of heart. That's what Arjuna is feeling at that time, right? So this Hrudaya Daurbalyam, what is that Hrudaya Daurbalyam? Shudram, that is inferior. Something that is, it should not, so inferior. We should not have that, right? So this inferior Hrudaya Daurbalyam, that weakness of heart, give up. After giving up, Uttishta. Uttishta is get up. So Arjuna was sitting on the floor of the chariot in first chapter, end of first chapter. So he's saying that this is not warranted in you. You should not have this kind of feeling. You should not be having this cowardice. You should not have this weakness. Give up this weakness in your heart, and you get up and fight. Okay. So 2 slokas Lord Krishna spoke, and now Arjuna is going to respond back. Okay. Any questions on that? No. If not, we'll move to the 4th sloka. Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna Uvacha.
Katham Bhishmamaham Sankhye.
Katham Bhishmamaham Sankhye.
Dronam cha Madhusudana.
Dronam cha Madhusudana.
Yishubhi Pratiyotsyami.
Yishubhi Pratiyotsyami.
Pujarha Varisudana.
Pujarha Varisudana.
Let's chant together.
Katham Bhishmamaham Sankhye.
Dronam cha Madhusudana.
Ishubhi
Pratiyoshyami
Yami
Pujarha
Garha
Varisudana.
Varisudana.
So Arjuna listen to what Lord Krishna said, that he should not have this feeling, and then he should he will be defamed if he doesn't fight, sorry. And then the experienced elders, knowledgeable people will not like it, will not be pleased with that behavior. So he should get up and fight. Okay. So then Arjuna is saying that so now he's moving to, like, earlier he was talking in general terms, the entire Kauravas, if I kill them, I'll be killing my own people. How will I live, when after killing my own people, and I'll be committing such a sin and all that, and the entire social structure will fall down. So he was referring to the entire Kaurava, sons of Dhritarashtra, and also the entire Kaurava army, at a very general level. So now after Lord Krishna said this to previous slokas, so now he is going to specifically about Bhishma and Drona. Okay. So now it's okay. I understand. Duryodhana. If I kill Duryodhana, that's fine, because he committed crimes, and then he was unrighteous and all that. Now, so now Arjuna is focusing on Bhishma and Drona. Now he's saying, "Hey Madhusudana." So the second line, Madhusudana or Krishna. Now he's using those names very carefully here, and we can see how it is based on the context. So Madhusudana is Lord Krishna got that name because he killed the demon Madhu. There was a Rakshasa called Madhu, and when Lord Krishna killed that Madhu, then he was called Madhusudana, destroyer of the demon Madhu. That is the meaning of Madhusudana. I mean, that is how he got that name. So one who destroyed demons or Rakshasas. Okay. So Krishna who destroyed Rakshasas. So he's saying aham, I. How do I? That's katham aham. How I? Ishubhi pratiyotsami. How can I fight? Sankhya is in the war. Ishubhi pratiyotsami. How do I fight with bow and arrows, with arrows? Who? Bhishmam Dronam cha. So Bhishma and Drona. So aham and who are they? Pujarhau. So those two, Bhishma and Drona, are Pujarhau, means they are worthy of worship. Okay, worshipable. Bhishma and Drona. Katham aham Sankhye Ishubhi Pratiyotsami. So how can I fight with the worshipable or worthy of worship, Bhishma and Drona, with arrows in this war? Arisudana. So he's again addressing Lord Krishna as Arisudana. Arisudana means destroyer of enemies. Ari means enemy. So Arisudana, destroyer of enemy. So So he's choosing those words, Madhusudana and Arisudana, and saying that, hey, Lord Krishna, oh Krishna, of course, we are saying Lord Krishna, but then Arjuna is saying, hey Krishna, you are the killer of demon or Rakshasa. You are the destroyer of enemies. Okay. But you are asking me to fight Bhishma and Drona. Who are they? They are worshipable people. They are worthy of worship. They are elders. One is my grandfather. The other one is my teacher, my guru. So they are, they are not my enemies. Okay. So they are neither my enemies nor demons. So you are fighting with Rakshasas and the real enemies and killing them, destroying them, but you are asking me to fight my own grandfather and my guru, right? So how can I fight? Katham aham sankhye dronam cha bhishmam dronam cha ishubhi pratyotsami. So how can I fight them in this war? Okay. So it is kind of saying that, how can you ask me to do this when you don't do it? That's reading between the lines. Okay. So again, this is a conversation, right? Like Arjuna said, I'm not going to fight. I decided not to fight. Lord Krishna said, oh, you should fight, get up and fight. Then Arjuna has to respond back. So what came to his mind is, hey, okay, there are other enemies in this Kaurava army. That's fine. I can fight with them. But how about Bhishma and Drona? So maybe it could be a genuine question that how can I fight these people? Or maybe it is a way of convincing Krishna, saying that, hey, the Kaurava army has Bhishma and Drona, so you cannot ask me to fight. So that doesn't count. All this other this Aryas will not be pleased, will not count, because Aryas will not be pleased if I fight with the Drona and Bhishma, right? So how can you respond to that, right? So that is the way he's saying these things. So um, it's a good question, right? Again, this is a conversation between Arjuna and Krishna, and Arjuna has a doubt, a very good doubt, that these are not my enemies. They are worshipable people. They are not Rakshasas. So how can I fight with them? Okay.
He addressed them very carefully, right? I think the way he addressed Varisudana, Madhusudana indirectly. Okay. And
Yeah, Arisudana and Madhusudana. Yes. Yeah. So this that's why Bhagavad Gita, every word is so valuable. It has a lot of hidden meaning, context. Like nothing in this Bhagavad Gita is just like that. Okay, let me write something. It's not like that.
yeah.
Every word is carefully chosen. Every word is carefully. Arjuna said these things. Okay, Madhusudana, Arisudana. Okay, it's their names of Lord Krishna.
Yeah.
So we could just take it to that level. That is what normal if you just read the translation. But if we really get the meaning from our acharyas,
Yeah.
they actually give the the deeper meaning, the
Yeah.
hidden meaning. It is throughout Bhagavad Gita like this.
Yes.
Okay, every word will have a hidden deeper meaning, and based on the context, the meaning also changes.
Yeah.
So in some cases, of course, here these are straightforward names, but there are some certain words where the meaning changes based on the context, and we have to take the proper meaning. Otherwise, we will get a wrong meaning. Okay. Okay, we'll move on to Sloka 5. Guru nahatva hi mahanubhavan
Guru nahatva hi mahanubhavan
Shreyo bhoktum bhaiksamapi haloke
Shreyo
Shreyo
bhoktum
bhoktum
bhaiksamapi haloke
Atvardha kamamstu guru nihaiva
Hatvatkamamastu nihaiva
Bhunjiya bhogan rudhira pradigdhan
Bhunjiya bhoga rudira pradigdhan
Let's chant together.
Guru
Guru
nahatva
Nahatva hi Mahanubhavan
Shreyo
Shreyo
bhoktum
Bhoktum Bhaikshamabhi Haloke
Atvartha
Hatvartha
kamastu
Guru
guru
Nihaiva
Bhunjiya
Bhunjiya
bhogan
Bhogan
Rudira
rudhi
Rudira
pradigdhan.
Pradigdhan
Okay. So Arjuna is saying in Sloka, 5th Sloka, Guru Nahatva Mahanubhavan. So Gurun Mahanubhavan. Okay, you can see they go together, right? So Mahanubhavan Gurun Ahatva. So after Hatva is killing, after killing. So continuous, after killing is Hatva. Twa, whenever it comes, it is after. Okay. General, you can see it is coming in several places. So Hatva is after killing. Ahatva means after not killing. Okay. Who after not killing who? Mahanam Bhavan Gurun. There's highly Mahan Bhavan, esteemed, highly esteemed Gurun means gurus, elders. Shreyo bhoktum bhaiksamapi ihaloke. So he's saying ihaloke, in this world. Bhaiksham bhoktum api shreyaha. Okay. So he's saying to live on begging is also better. Bhaiksham is begging. Bhoktum is eating. Eating. In the context is to live. So bhoktum is to eat, but what he's saying is it is better to live on begging even, or api is also Shreyaha is better or beneficial. So he's saying in this world, it is even better. It is better to live on begging after not killing these people, right? So let us say this. So let's say he doesn't kill Bhishma and Drona. So then he has to withdraw from the war. When he withdraws from the war, he will be sent back into wilderness. To the forests again. Okay, so or forests or some other place where he will not have kingdom anymore. So then he has to live on begging. So it is, what he's saying is, it is better to live on begging than to kill these people. Okay. Then he's saying Hatvardha Kamansu Gurun Haiva. So Hatva, here the word Hatva is coming, right? Hatva Ardha Kaman to Gurun Iha Eva. So Hatva, after killing Ardha Kaman Gurun, after killing these elders, he qualified them, the Gurun, Ardha Kaman Gurun. Earlier he said Mahan Bhavan Gurun. Here he said Ardha Kaman Gurun. Ardha Kaman is the literal translation is desiring. Ardha means wealth or pleasure. In general term, if it is they are desiring wealth or pleasure, right? So after, so tu, he said, tu means but. So but after killing the elders, okay, bhunjiya bhogan rudira pradigdhan, how can I enjoy the blood stained? So rudira pradigdhan is blood stained, blood stained. Bhogan is enjoyments. Bhunjiya is experience or yeah. So so how can I enjoy? Bhunjiya is those experience, enjoying that, those bhogan, those pleasures, which are rudhira pradigdhan, the enjoyments which are stained by the blood of Bhishma and Drona. So the two he's saying, one is, if I don't kill, that is after not killing, go and live on begging. Even that is better. If I so if I kill them, but if I kill them, how can I enjoy the blood-stained pleasures of my grandfather and Guru? Okay, so a little bit complicated. I don't know if you've got it. So basically, he's saying that if I kill them, I'll not be able to enjoy the, whatever enjoyments I will have. I'll have the kingdom, I'll have pleasures, but every time I will realize that they're stained by the blood, because I killed them, right? So I killed Bhishma and Drona. So they are stained by the blood of those people. So he'll immediately realize, oh, like let us say he's trying to eat something, and then he'll immediately say that, oh, I'm able to eat this because I killed my beloved grandfather and my beloved teacher. Then immediately he cannot enjoy, right? He will put it down. So instead of doing that, it is better to not kill them and live on begging. When he is begging, whatever he gets, little food he gets, that will he will not have that what is that self-consciousness, guilt of I'm able to, I got this food only after killing my own grandfather and Guru. He will not have that guilt, so he'll be able to enjoy that. So it is better to live on begging after not killing my grandfather and Guru than to kill the grandfather and the Guru and enjoy those pleasures. which are stained by the blood of Bhishma and Drona. Okay, very compelling arguments, right? I mean, what can anybody would say that oh, this is so we'll see what happens. All this is because of ignorance, because he didn't understand. Arjuna did not understand the reality, truth. Okay, so we'll come to that. Then Bhagavad Gita message is given. Of course, to address Arjuna, but it is given to spread this knowledge to all of us, give this knowledge to all of us. Arjuna was just an instrument. Okay, but he has a compelling argument here that how can I, kill them? How can I do my duty now? Like in a higher level, like how do I fight these two people? If I don't fight these two people, then I'll not be fighting in the war anymore. Like if I fight in the war, then I have to face them. So if I don't want to fight these two people, then I have to withdraw from war. It doesn't matter whether I want to fight with Duryodhana or Dushasana and other people. It doesn't matter. So if I cannot fight with these two people, I have to come out. Okay. We'll see the sixth sloka. Hopefully we'll be able to finish in the next 5 minutes. Okay, I'll share my screen. Na chaitadvidmah kataranno gariyo
Nachaitatvidmah
gariyo
yadva jayema yadiva no jayeyuhu
Yadva jayem yadivan no yeyuhu.
yane vahatva na jijivishamaha
Yane
Yane
Vahatva Najijivishamaha
devasthitaha pramukhe dhartarashtraha
Devastita
Mukhe
Dhartarashtraha
Let's chant together. Na
Chetatvidmakaranno Gariyo
yadva
Yadiva
Jayema
Jayema
Yadivano
Yadivano
Jayeyu
Jayuhu
Yane
Ani
Vahatva
Vahatva Najijivishamaha
Devastita
Devastita
Pramukhe
Pramukhe Dhartarashtraha
Rashtraha. Okay, so na chaitat vidmaha. So etat na vidmaha. We do not know this. So what we do not know? Naha katarat gariyaha. Kataranno gariyo, right? Naha katarata. Sorry, katarat gariyaha. So which is better for us? There are two options. So we do not know which one is better. What are those? Yadvajayema. In case we conquer them and we win, right? In case so we fight and then we won. That is one option. Or yadiva naha jayeyuhu. So, or in case they conquer us. So one is we conquer them, we win. The second is they conquer us. Okay. So these are the two things. I don't know which one, we do not know between these two, which is better for us. That means both are not better for us. It is not saying that one will be better than the other one. I think both options are bad for me, like that. Okay, yaneva hatva na jijivishamaha. Yan hatva na jijivishamaha. So after killing whom, yan, whom, okay, hatva, after killing. So after killing whom, we do not wish to live. Jijivishamaha, we do not na jijivishamaha, we do not wish to live. After killing whom we do not wish to live. Teva sthitaha pramukhe dhartarashtraha. Te eva dhartarashtraha pramukhe avasthitaha. They and they go together. Like the meaning, I don't know how very coincidence. Or maybe it was designed like that. They, avasthitaha, those people are there who Dhartarashtraha, sons of Dhritarashtra, Pramukhe, in front. So after killing whom we do not wish to live, they are the ones who are in front of me. Okay, they're standing in front of me. Okay, so one is there are two options. Which one? We don't know which one is better for us. One is to win, that means kill them. Okay, but if I kill them, we do not wish to live. Okay, it is very you have to connect these two. So one is to kill, but we do not wish to live. The second is they conquer us, that means they kill us. In both cases, we are not living, right? Isn't it? It's like immediate death or slow poison death. We don't know which one is better. In one case, yeah, if we win over them, if it is regular people, no problem. But if we win over them, I do not wish to live. So that means I will. It is as good as death for me. In second case, if they win, they conquer us, they'll be killing them. So both are worst choices, and I mean, both seem pretty bad. So like this is the crossroads. Again, see, Swamiji has given us. People face situations where there does not seem to be a path with light. There's no light at the tunnel, at the end of the tunnel. That's what we say, right? I mean, Arjuna is faced with a situation where no option seems good. Okay, see, at the end of first chapter, he said, I decided not to fight, right? And he sat down on the chariot. Okay, so now what Krishna said, oh, you will be defamed. You will, people will criticize you. Aryas will not be pleased. You will not go to higher worlds. So that option is gone. Then he has to fight. In fighting, if he wins, he cannot live without those people. If he loses, he will die. I mean, there is a where is the good thing? He cannot see any positive outcome coming out of that, isn't it? He cannot withdraw. He cannot fight. Where will he go? Isn't it a good dilemma? I mean, good in the sense very bad for Arjuna. But if you really look at it, he, I mean, kind of his Vishada is justified maybe at that time, because he doesn't see any option. So if we, all arguments are great arguments he made. And so this is exactly what happens to all of us. If we don't understand the basics, right, then whatever knowledge we use, the materialistic knowledge or the knowledge that we gained, which is not in the scriptures, our knowledge with our own thinking, our logic will deceive us, will, whatever we try to do will not give us the right path, will not lead us to the right path if we do not have the basic understanding, the basic knowledge that is there in the scriptures. So that is why Lord Krishna started with the basics, fundamentals, because either Arjuna forgot, it's possible he might have read sometime, 30, 40 years back, might have read it. He might not have understood at that time. He was focused on learning his, fighting skills maybe. Either he did not focus, did not understand it, or he, he might not have learned completely, he forgot, whatever may be the reason. He, at that moment, he is not analyzing the situation based on the fundamental truth, fundamental reality, because he doesn't have that. Whatever options he's coming up with are all, bad options. I mean, it doesn't, there doesn't seem to be a good option for him at all. So if he understand the basics, then he'll come back, and then, if we apply, then it will become very clear. Oh, this is no brainer. If we have the right knowledge, and if you are able to apply the right knowledge, with Acharya's blessings, God's blessings, if we're able to apply that knowledge, then a lot of things will be clear for us. Earlier, everything looks pretty bad. We don't have any option in front of us which is good for me. Suddenly, everything will look good. I mean, we will be able to find a path that is good for us. Okay, we'll be able to see that. Okay, any questions before we conclude for today? Sorry, we went over 7-8 minutes.
No problem.
Okay. Hopefully next week we'll start with the message of Bhagavad Gita from Lord Krishna. Starts with the sloka number 12. Okay, we'll start getting that great knowledge that we need to have. That is the purpose of our life, to have this knowledge. Okay. We'll conclude with the concluding prayer. Kayena vacha
मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा करोति सकलं परस्मै श्रीनारायणायेति समर्पयामि श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु
Om Svatgurubhyo Namaha. Jai Shri Narayana.
जय श्रीमन्नारायण
Jai Shri Narayana to everyone.
Very much.
Thank you.